Good afternoon. My name is Ryan Mast. This is my COMM 3368 project for the Creative Principles Project. Today we're going to be talking a little bit with Adrian Gandor, founder and CEO of a company called One Nation. Now, before we get into this, I've previously spoke with Adrian about what he's doing currently with everything going on in media, public relations, marketing, and so forth. So I know a little bit about what's going on. I'm going to have him explain to you guys what's going on relating to what we've been studying in class. So, Mr. Adrian.
Yo.
Let's go ahead and start off and just briefly explain exactly what is One Nation.
Well, One Nation really became from, it was an adaptation to a company that I had before. It was called Famous Film Productions. And what we were focusing on is creating feature films, not short films, not film festival types of films or nothing like that. We wanted to go towards, the gut of, money making and, getting to that mainstream. Only because that's honestly, when you do things like that, that's the only way that you actually can get on top. And that was going great for a while, and then I wanted more. I still wanted more. I didn't want to just create films. I wanted to connect people, because if it wasn't for entertainment or wasn't for, media, I wouldn't be in the place I am right now. And the things happened here and there, and that just didn't fall through because me and my business partner didn't see eye to eye. So the thing that we did is that when we separated, I decided to do something, more meaningful. And that's where One Nation came along. It's actually One Nation Production. It's a production company. We're going to continue making feature films, and we're going to be making music as well. However, we wanted to connect people. We wanted to bring people together. We found out that there's so many creative minds out there. There's so many things out there that people are not connecting with other people because they just don't know how to. They don't have a website to go to. They have Facebook. They have Twitter. However, not a lot of people are, social media savvy or has the means of going out there, as in, say, don't have that type of business mentality to talk to other people just like that to make things happen. Because me, I'm a creative mind myself, and there's one thing that we're good at is that we're procrastinators. That's one biggest thing that we are. And what I want to do with it is that we're creating a website. It's called the One Nation Project. With the One Nation Project, it's solely focused on creative minds and like-minded people to share, collaborate, creative projects and experiences to not just better themselves but other people as well. And we're focusing on that more with social media. That's what the website is going to be about. It's pretty much just connecting creative minds to be productive, pretty much. You can go to Facebook, and you can be part of a group at Facebook. Like, I'm part of many Facebook groups in there, like anywhere from creative writing to film industry to modeling and all that stuff. However, it's so saturated with just different things like, I forgot the cream cheese on my bagel, FML kind of things, and it's not productive things. There's not people get turned away when it goes to stuff like that. So what this website is going to focus on is knowing that if you have a skill, you can post a skill that you have. When you post a skill and you have somebody else that has a project that posted it on our website, you're able to connect with that person that needs somebody just like you. So that creates a need in that type of market. So that's pretty much like a quick little gist of what the website's what's going to basically be about.
Correct. And what I found from that pertaining to this class is right here: new media, new challenges and opportunities. Page 221 of the textbook. He's responding to demand that people have. He's dealing with the new media players who communicate directly with organizational stakeholders and representing organizations in new social media environment. Now, with that being said, with the new social media environment and representing organizations, there's an organization out there that has an event coming up, which actually One Nation is part of representing and co-involving themselves with, for lack of a better term. So go ahead and tell them about the Art Life Festival that One Nation has chose to partake with.
Well, the Art Life Festival. The Art Life Festival is coming over here on May 17th of this year. And what it is pretty much a celebration of creation. It's exactly what we stand for. knowing that these people, these vendors, can go out and show off and express themselves with the creative art that they do. And it's something big for Houston, because we have other ones like the Bayou City Art Festival. We have the Free Press Summer Fest coming up, and what this Art Life Festival is going to focus on is going to be on all of the creative aspects. We have over 40 different types of music showcases that we're going to do, everywhere from hip hop, from Kurt Cobain's Bun B. We have EDM from people from all over the world that came down just for this festival, rocking top 40. And with the vendors is everywhere from metal designers, metal sculptors, I'm sorry, regular sculptors from clay, glass blowers, caricatures, and we're going to have a huge canvas that each artist is actually going to contribute to, so we can hang it up through that whole festival. And the thing is, with the success of this year's, we're traveling to Denver in fall. We're going to Cancun in Cancun next year, and it's just going to go from Atlanta to Miami to LA. So it's a pretty big thing, and what One Nation's doing, we're actually doing the promotional videos, since again we are a production company. So we're doing the promotional videos and the screen printing for the t-shirts, the flyers, the business cards, the stickers, and everything like that. We noticed that a lot of, and with it as well as social media, because we got to think about it as well. There's over, 1.4 billion people that are on social media as of right now. Over 250,000 log on to Facebook every day. And with that, if you have that type of media to your exposure, you're able to show what you do to the masses. It matters about what brand that you have and how you want to express your brand. And with the Art Life Festival partnered up with One Nation, we're able to get that brand down and be able to touch many lives with what we do. And that's what we want to do with it as well. Because like I said, there's a lot of things with the creative mind that are really, people don't understand with it. Is that the whole left brain, right brain way of thinking as well. But that's a scientific way. I'm not going to bore you with all that. But like I said, that's the biggest thing with it as well. The Art Life is going to celebrate the life of creation and what people do with their, not just their spare time, but what they're passionate about. And that's what's the key is passion.
Speaking of which, with the artists and the passion and the making music and films, prior to the art festival, what's the title of it again?
Art Life Festival?
The Art Life Festival. Prior to that, what made you recognize the demand for such things as artists who can't get their products out to the mainstream? And how do you feel like you're going to connect with that audience better than anything else out there that may be similar to One Nation that recognized the same demand as you did? So one, how did you recognize this demand? Two, how are you going to connect to your audience differently than they do to be successful?
Well, that's a really good question, actually. The way that we're going to connect to these people, again, is when it goes to the creative minds. By 2016, what I've learned is that there's going to be over 10 million jobs that are going to disappear from America. All that stuff when it goes to automation, when anything that can follow a script can be automated. So a lot of the work from different types of attorney law, into clinical work, and accounting, stuff that your parents told you to go to school for, to get a degree in. Those jobs are not going to be here anymore. They're not. Or it's going to be more scarce than it is now. And what I want to be able to do is that you got to think about what shaped our world, what shaped our country, what shaped it, is what the creative mind was able to come up with. And it's not just by himself, but by connecting with other people. Saying that if I am a sculptor, and I love to develop new concepts of buildings, and new concepts of cars, or anything like that. What Robert Lutz said, when that whole GM fallout, he had a meeting with all the stakeholders and telling them that we're not in the automobile industry anymore. We're not. We're in the arts and entertainment industry now. So you think about that, and saying that he's not hiring architectural workers anymore, engineers. He's hiring sculptors because they're able to put a spin towards it to make things look great. And one thing is that it's what goes with design. What design stands for is utility and significance. Utility, does it function as it says it does? And significance, what meaning does it have behind it? Or does it look good? That's the thing between the Tahoe and that Cadillac Escalade. They're the same car. They are. However, we put more of a luxury spin on a Cadillac Escalade to make it, to put a higher price tag on it because it means more to that person. The power that you have, the intrinsic value that you put on it when you drive that car off that parking lot, feeling that you're a producer, you're somebody of importance. And what I saw when it goes to creating this company and what the world really needed when it goes to that creative side is bring people aware of how meaningful being creative is. What it is, how much you can really truly can contribute to this world to shape it in a better place than it is right now. Because, like I told you before, the way the world is going is changing. We live now, when Daniel Pink said, we live in a conceptual era now. Where that right side of thinking, that empathy, knowing that there's other things out there, that we need to shape it. That's what it is. We're trying to shape the world artistically. And that's what's going to make this world a better place. And that's what kind of awareness I want to bring to it. And what was the other question?
Well, before I go to the other question, I want to point out page 223 in the textbook. Considering Adrian and what he does as a new media player in the game today, I found this part interesting, and let me go ahead and quote the textbook. Instead of spending tens of thousands of dollars per month on a media relations program that tries to convince a handful of reporters at select magazines, newspapers, and TV stations to cover us, we should be targeting the plugged-in bloggers, correct, online news sites, micro-publications, public speakers, analysts, and consultants that reach the target audiences that are looking for what we have to offer. We have the power to create our brand in the niche of our own choosing. That sums up a lot of what it's about, correct?
Because when it goes to our target market, the target audience, we are focusing...
And target demographic was the next question. Yeah. Target audience was relatable, so
the target demographics that we do have is that it's 15 to 36. One thing that our company is doing is that we're stopping by a lot of high schools to talk about kids about their conditions and working and overcoming obstacles and not letting their environment influence them when they're making their life decisions. Because one thing is that what I've learned, what I've done, what I've lived through, is that I didn't grow up in the best places. I had the wrong types of influence in my life. However, I had a goal in my mind that I wanted to do something big. I wanted to change the world. I wanted to leave a legacy somehow. So, and the thing is that I'm not saying that education is a bad thing. It's not. I've got my degree in entertainment business and entrepreneurship from Full Sail University. Education is not a bad thing. The thing that I've looked at is that a lot of schools are not catering to the creative minds when it goes to being in high school at a young age when we're easily influenced.
A lot of standardized testing going on in the school system.
Out of, what was it? I believe out of 469 schools, 50 schools out of Houston is considered failing schools. To me, that's scary because that's
high school.
Like schools are the whole HISD, and that's scary because that's in our backyard right now, and you just wonder where these kids are going to go without these proper kind of guidance. So what we're doing is that we're stopping by these schools and pretty much doing a public speaking towards these young adults to not tell them what to do, but show them what they're capable of. Because what I've seen and what I've heard that changed my perspective in life is that I remember somebody coming up to me and saying that when I did this whole public speaking when I was in team leadership class back in 10th grade, I went to this place down called Round Top, Texas, and I did a public speaking towards about 160 teachers from all across Texas. And I was the first one to get up because some of my friends, the people that I came with, were kind of nervous about it, and they kind of looked up to me. And so what I did, I got up, brushed my shoulders, and I just made them laugh. When I made them laugh, I knew I got them. So now they'll be more attentive. And I went through the whole thing, I got a clap and all this stuff. And then afterwards, when we started meet and greet, one of the teachers came up to me and told me that she was having a baby, and she said she was going to be due pretty soon. And she told me that I hope my son grows up to be a strong leader just like yourself. And that's when that clicked.
Okay.
Just knowing that I can make that type of influence. If I can just, the thing is that a lot of people go into a room or people go into a place and say they want to make a difference in something, and they say, man, if I can change just one life, I can live great. Why just one life? Why can, with the way that social media is set up, you can talk to millions of people all at once with a message from your brand to be able to go out there, just have a conviction out there, and be able to just influence these young minds, these big players as well that are lost, or people that are 29 going to school not knowing where they're doing, knowing that what I can say or what our company, what One Nation can do for these people, for these citizens, that's going to be my legacy. That's going to be my legacy of knowing that for what I said and what I've done to this world, that everything, the blood, sweat, and tears that I put into One Nation, knowing that I'm changing lives, that's going to be great for me. Knowing that young adults, 15, from people all the way to 36, 38, 40, people that still are kind of lost, I want to be able to build a platform to help to guide them to exactly what they're passionate about. Because you think about it, if you do what you love to do for the rest of your life, and you're passionate every day, you're making your bills, you're happy with your spouse, you're happy with whomever you're with.
Work doesn't seem like work.
Work's not work no more. Those people do well in life because they're leaving something behind. A lot of people focus on making millions, making billions of dollars every day. That's honestly, that's not a bad thing, but you got to think about it. People don't buy what you do, they buy why you do it. People, I'm going to say it again. People don't buy what you do, they buy why you do it. And that's what's going to throw you, that's what's going to throw you in a mix where people are not going to be able to touch you. You got to, again, because making money is always going to be a byproduct of what you do. This company, the One Nation, we're estimated to be very well within a year. However, that's not our focus. That's just something, that's just going to be that's just going to be the effect of what we're going to give to the world.
Right.
So, that's what it is.
Good deal. Yeah, and just to reiterate before we get to the last question, you know, education is a good thing. You know what I mean? And whenever he goes around and talks to these people, again, in no shape, form, or fashion, you know, is anybody, I don't think, ever speaking down on education. Maybe the standardized part of it. But again, which is why I have all this underlined, what he's doing is mainly going to his target audiences to tell them, if school isn't your niche, if that doesn't wind up in your lane, you know what I mean, that you can create your own brand in the niche of your own choosing. It's out there for you to do if, in fact, you don't happen to take that university route. Okay, so I wanted to reiterate that. And now, with the last deal, with all this being said in the background and what we're currently doing, just real quick, what artists and what other companies are you working with and do you plan to work with? And then go ahead and close it out with the overall achievement through media that's going to take One Nation a step above.
Okay. Well, the type of artists that we are focusing on is a lot of, you can say mainstream. It's because, for one, it's going to help take the message out. When it goes to things like that, it's those people that are underground, of course, are not that known. And we're going to focus on mainstream kind of artists, celebrities, and everything like that. And it's not one of those things where we're paying thousands and thousands of dollars for them to sit in front of a camera and endorse something. It's knowing that we're doing what they believe. They believe in what we believe. And that's what's going to take us forward with it. We're going to be working with a lot of charitable organizations like the Wounded Warrior Project, the WWF, what else? Countless ones we're working out negotiations with as well.
Other than the big names that you're going to wind up getting to sponsor and speak on behalf of you guys, are y'all providing an outlet for other artists who have no idea what to do with their product?
Oh, that's one thing that's another thing that we're focusing on, is that we got this, we have a blog on there specifically made for people just like that. It's called the Human Experience. What the blog is going to be able to do is saying that if, say you're an actor, you just got out of high school, you're 18 years old, and you wanted more, you don't have money for school, you don't want to be sent out and all this stuff, and you know that in Houston, as of right now, if y'all didn't know, Houston is becoming one of the a big media stream right now. A lot of work from L.A., Miami, and New York are moving down to the south, as in New Mexico, Texas, and Louisiana. Because one thing is that because of being overfilled, they're seeing the same kind of ads, they're seeing the same types of people, and the casting directors are seeing that as well. So they want new fresh new faces and everything like that. And what our website's going to be able to show is that, saying that you're an actor and you say, man, I just got out of high school, I want to work with film and television, where do I go next? And then what we're going to be able to do is that we're going to be pretty much outlining where exactly that you need to go when it goes towards it. Like, for example, you become film and television, you need an agent. You need an agent to be able to get anywhere, anytime, or a manager. With my agent, Pastor Rini Bosby Talent, I got with them because I got with my acting coach, Deke Anderson from Next Level Acting. You can check him out, nextlevelacting.com. He's one of the best acting coaches in Texas by far. He has the most experience. He's been on the Green Lantern, and he's been in the business for over 40 years. He knows what it is that it takes to be able to get out there when it goes to film and television as well. Because again, that's what people want to do. They want to be in front of the camera. But there's a different thing when it goes to that. It's completely different when it goes to stage acting than when it goes to film acting. And what he's able to do is be able to settle you down and be able to get you to that place where you need to be. And that's what it is. You go to an acting coach. You work with him. You tediously work with him. Tell him what you want. You got, again, I was a big metaphysical kind of guy for a while. The whole universe. Let the universe know. But that's what it is. You gotta let him know. You gotta let them know that I want to become a film and television. I want to act. I want to act on film. I want to be a professional actor. You gotta let him know, so you can tell this agency, Paige Parks, A+ Acting, Pastor Rini Bosby Talent. Let them know. Get your headshots, all that stuff. And what we're doing with this is being able to outline everything when it goes to making mixtapes, when it goes to graphic design, architecture, different types of engineering.
You're saving people a lot of time bouncing around to all kinds of different companies that do printing, acting, music, to whereas you're trying to provide a one-stop shop.
One-stop shop.
You come to One Nation and you have somebody in every department or category of artistic ability that you can get them with right then and there and go, instead of bouncing around.
Exactly.
Okay.
And with all that being said, with that is that what we're going to be able to do, well, what we're trying to do in the next couple of years, and what we want to come out of One Nation production, is that, man, I've failed so many times. My first business I started when I was 19 years old with The Ward Is Yours. It was an apparel line that I had, and I failed. I failed miserably. And my other companies, Catalyst, Famous Films, there was so much money thrown around, and there's not those types of people that I needed around me. I couldn't surround myself with the right people. And what this all is all a learning.